why you failed your grading yesterday. Hi-ya! Hello and welcome to this Zen-Shin martial arts video. Excuse the clickbait title and introduction. I just want you to watch this video. So yesterday we had our grading at our club. It was mainly for the lower grades, the younger students, the white belts to like orange and stuff. Not everybody passed their grading, unfortunately. However, is that a good thing? Because if I was to pass everybody, regardless of their ability, that would not look good on our standard of our club. We end up calling that a McDojo when you get fast-tracked to black belt regardless of ability. And I think at Zen-Shin here, we really try and create good karateka because it's part of our brand and our standards that we have. We want to be the best club making the best students. So in order for that to happen, not everybody can automatically pass. And I think that is a good sign that there is a level, there is an actual requirement in order to get the next belt. A big red flag is when your club fails nobody, regardless of ability. That just means they're got a very either low standard or they're in it for the money and they just like to take your grading money. I do not like failing people and I do feel sad for the students. However, it is a necessary evil in order to keep the standard of the club. In this video, I want to just discuss some of the main reasons why the students may fail. The first reason I'm going to mention is entitlement. So I think some students, encouraged by their parents, think that they're entitled to the next belt just by turning up to class and then grading. Entitlement means that you deserve it without really earning it. And I think at grading, we want to see you work and we want you to see your best self put forward, doing the moves. I think in life, entitlement isn't a very attractive trait to have. And we have much more respect for the people that earn what they achieve rather than what they're given to achieve. Just like exams or maybe even a job, once you feel entitled to it, you're not really going to be committed to actually earning it. And I think from now, practice actually earning your achievements rather than being given them. But that is one. Oftentimes I try to give my opinion on young Jimmy, why he's not ready to grade. However, parents are going to tell me why they should grade, as if they somehow are better at karate and they know their ability better than I do. Whereas I would say parents, if your sensei or if your child's sensei says they're not great for this reason, it's best to listen, because really they just want the best for their student. To remedy that, they need to practice more. I think a lot of people race themselves to black belt, and some people would rather race to black belt in 2 years and become a bad black belt over actually enjoying the journey, enjoying the process. And maybe they don't make it to black belt, but they are the best green belt that they could possibly be. And that is far more empowering to the student. Number two is spirit. Now, Funakoshi, the founder of Shotokan Karate, in his karate precepts, in the writings that he's done, he mentions spirit first, technique second. What is spirit? Spirit isn't something that I can really teach you. It's something that has to come from inside of you. And I can demonstrate it, but ultimately it's up for you to bring your spirit to grading. I can give you an example of showing you a student with spirit and without spirit. So maybe you'd understand here. Let me do with spirit how I would do it normally, how I'd expect some of my kids to do. Let's say we're going to do oizuki, we're going to step them forward. There you go, there's my spirit. You can see I had the aggression in my face, I was breathing, I had my kiai, I tried to be strong. All these things create a good spirit. Now I'm going to try and be as good technically, but with no spirit. Cool, yeah, I got a nice stance. My block's there. Do you see? It was dead, it was boring. That is no spirit. Now, if you were to take those two with spirit and without spirit, and there was a bad guy in front of me, who's gonna defend themselves successfully, the person with spirit or without? Also, even if I had bad technique, but let me say I had good spirit, I'm gonna try and do bad technique with good spirit now. Yo, I'm just editing this video. I've just seen that punch. That was horrible. Don't ever punch like that for me again. Now back to the video. Okay, can you see? Not great technique. My shoulder was twisting, but I still tried to give the bang. I was breathing. I meant the punch. It's going to be better than... Yeah. So some people say that karate is a dance, and that really gives me dancing vibes. If you're just going through movements and not thinking about the technique and the context behind that technique. So that's really important. So to improve your spirit, try breathing first. That helps you to relax. It also engages my body when I'm making the technique. Kiai-ing. Kiai-ing is the best way to let your spirit come out and surround everybody. I think that the most confident people have a great kiai, and you'll find the least confident people find it hard to kiai. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? I would say start by kiai-ing, and once you get on that level, that frequency, you're gonna find it easier to, everything follows. But if you're quiet, you're not gonna breathe, you're looking at the floor, this is all what creates bad spirit. You have to train yourself, and it's part of that karate mindset we try to instill in our kids, is to raise up your level, your spirit. The next one I'm gonna say is like looking at the floor. Here I am looking at the floor. So this again, you're not thinking about the wider context of you doing. If I'm gonna punch someone, I need to be looking forward. Then I can imagine punching someone. If I'm blocking, I'm imagining it with the person in front of me. But when it's all looking down, it's so easy to not feel it because you're just looking at the floor. Another one for I'm thinking about one student now in particular. We were there in line and the hands were crossed. Is this directly tied to spirit? I think it's the focus actually. And here they are, like this, and I'm saying left arm, left leg, step forward to make argue key. Itch. They weren't ready. They weren't focused. Whereas some of them were here, they were ready. They're ready to listen to me and they're ready to move as soon as I say go. Left arm, left leg, stepping forward, making gidambarai. They're ready. And this is how karatekas stand. Not like this, not like this. Brother, They're ready, they're focused, and they're ready to go. That's really important. I think the last one is going to be technique. In that hierarchy of what we've done today, the first one was being entitled and thinking you get it, and the last one is actually the techniques that you do. And me and the other judges would rather see someone with good spirit and slightly worse a technique than great technique and low spirit. You'll find that the ones that had the spirit had the best one. So anyway, we're gonna do technique. So these are things that should be done and practiced in class. Some deal breakers for me are, first off, it's got to be stance. If your stance is, let's in front stance, Zen-Shin, our stance needs to be how wide? Shoulder width. And the higher your grade goes, the better your stance should be. Some people's stances are thin like this, or I'm usually going to have a flipper sticking out like this as well. So I can't be strong if I'm walking on a tightrope. That's bad technique. It's bad balance. I wouldn't want to be engaged in some kind of physical contact with someone with bad stance. This is my foundation. So this is important. It always needs to be wide. The toes need to be going forward. The bent leg, straight leg. Here we are. Body as well. Stance is, for me, number one. The next thing is the technique of the arms and the movement. For example, with our blocks, let's say Agyuki, we need to make sure every time there's an X and we cross here. Because this is going to work. Some students don't cross like this. There's a big gap in the middle. What am I blocking? Also, some people might make a C and go round. Again, if an attack is coming down, doing this is not going to block it. Only crossing and raising. Other moves like Maigeri, I see a bad one. I think I'm going to try and do a bad technique for you. So if I want to do a Maigeri and I go and step, okay. But people haven't practiced enough and they do a reverse Maigeri. I've seen some of those. Or maybe they kick and just drop it. That's another one. So whatever we do, we need to like kick it out and pull back. No matter what kick we're doing, kick and pull. Then from here we can step. That's really important. So I've done stance, I've done kicks, I've done some blocks. That's it. I think that the thing to remedy like that, especially the technique, is to practice. I have loads of videos on here on how you can practice and what you should be practicing for your grades. There's not really any excuse as to like not knowing your stuff. Your sensei should be taking you through this like every class, and I'm sure that they drill and drill and drill. Certainly I do, about what makes a good stance, and it's only for you. Only you can show us that. Yeah, last one for some of the older ones is the turning, which I think I have a whole video on how to turn. We have to move our back leg. When we run out of space, where am I? I'm here. Yeah, I've just finished my line. I need to be able to turn around so I can do it again. And so this is why I am going to use my back leg to go across and twist. Step, step, step. Back leg goes across and twist. Let me just show you from this way. If I finish, my back leg goes across, twist. And look, I'm still maintaining the shoulder width stance. But what a lot of people can do is, I'll show you from behind, is that people they might not even move their legs. Now, I lost my balance because I didn't adjust myself. Some people might twist, but they'll only twist it in line and then they change. And okay, I got a bit more balance, but I ain't strong. I'm going to be hard to defend or to strike from this position. But understanding how your body works and twisting, correct width now. So that's one of the big things. I think some students also end up using their front leg to turn. But we don't do that when we're moving up and down, practicing our basics. We do a front-legged turn in our katas. Sometimes we do it. So it's important that we know in kata, we do a type of turn, and then when we're working up and down the dojo, doing our basics, there's a different type of turn that is required. So with all that said, congratulations to all those that did pass yesterday. If you didn't pass, or you didn't get a grade that you were hoping for, ask yourself why you didn't get that. Go through this video and think. You're probably missing one of those things that I've already mentioned, and hopefully next time we can improve and become better. Again, I don't love failing people, but if you don't meet the standard that we expect from our club, then we have no other choice. So thank you for watching this video. I wonder if there's anything you think I've missed out that you would like to add. Keep in mind that I'm just talking about my young guys for this grading, but maybe at brown belt or purple, whatever belt you are, more is expected from you in terms of kumite, ippons, and the kata that we do. So that is all today. You must keep working hard and keep practicing. Us!